Hello, my name is Taisha. I have been on Zepbound for 48 weeks and I'm back to give you an update. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. This, as I said, is my 48th injection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through the injection and then I'm going to get into some frequently asked questions because again, I'm in maintenance, so a lot of these things every week are going to be the same. So let's go through the injection demo. All right, so I start off with my 5 milligram pen and my alcohol prep pad. I have alternated between both sides of my stomach the entire time, and it's just comfortable for me. So last week I did the right, so today I'm doing the left. As you see, I wipe the area. Then I take the cap off of the pen. So I keep the same format every time. I put the pen against my skin and then I unlock it. So you can hear that, and then you're going to hear 2 clicks. One letting you know it started and that it finished. There's number 1, there's number 2. So just like that, the injection is done. I still have yet to feel it, guys. And I put the cap back on. I usually go over the area again with the alcohol wipes. And today is another day of no blood. Just like that, injection number 48 is done. As you can see, if you've never done an injection of this medication before, it's really easy. It's really easy. And you're going to hear all types of things. You're going to hear things like, do it in this location, this is better than this. And some people will swear that the stomach doesn't work for them, their arms don't work. Your job in this journey is to filter out the information that's helpful for you and what's not. And getting caught up in certain things are not going to necessarily get you to your goal faster. According to Eli Lilly, the injection areas, you have the back of your arm, you have your stomach, and your thigh area. I do the stomach because it's easier for me. So I can't tell you that if I, did my arms, it would have been more or less because I don't know. The only thing that I have to go by is my stomach. So that's worked for me. I started off at 2.5 milligrams and I did that for the first 4 weeks. And then I increased to 5 and I've been on that the entire time. I am currently in maintenance. Let's see, my starting weight was 183 pounds and I'm now 127 pounds. And my goal is just to build muscle and not to lose anymore. So I don't necessarily have a weight that I'm striving for. Ideally, I wanted to be at a 22% body fat, and I'm not there yet. So that's just going to take building more muscle. That's what works for me. I am on a whole food plant-based diet. This is the way that I will eat for the rest of my life. So I don't recommend, I'm always going to recommend, even if you want to try, out a vegan type of lifestyle or whole food plant-based, or just what I think is important is reducing the amount of ultra processed foods that you're eating. I feel like I'm comfortable in saying that eating this way, I haven't had any side effects. I haven't had any constipation, diarrhea, upset stomach, none of that stuff. Feeling exhausted, food noise coming back towards, the end of the week, none of that. Everything has been the same for me, thankfully, this entire time. So in my experience, this shot today is just as effective as the initial shot that I took. So I think that a lot of that has to do with the way that I eat. And I could be wrong. There could be other people out here eating greasy foods, fried foods, ultra processed foods, and not having any side effects. But from me watching other people's journey, I noticed that they're still doing a lot of those things. So anyway, I don't drink alcohol. I've been I stopped drinking back in September of 2023. So I don't have that to report. I know that the short time that I was on Wegovy, I was drinking and eating an unhealthy diet and eating ultra processed foods. When I was able to eat, I just wasn't taking care of myself, and I was not making lifestyle changes. I expected the medication to do all of the work for me. And when I got off of it, because it was hard to get and things like that, when I started my Zepbound journey, I knew this is going to be different this time. I'm not going to do those same things, because what happened when I came off of the Wegovy, in about a month and a half, I gained 30 pounds. So you have to make lifestyle changes. That's not negotiable. Now, if you're watching content creators and they are just eating whatever they want and doing, all these things, and it seems like they're still losing weight, I'm still going to tell you that's not the way to do it. That's the whole reason we got it. A lot of us were in the situations that we were in is because of years of not eating the way that was honoring our bodies, right? We weren't, and I wasn't. You have to make changes. So if you have stumbled across this medication and this to you is, if you're under the impression that you can just take this medication and do whatever you want, I'm going to break the news to you. That's not going to work. And it's not going to work long term. So instead of looking at it like I'm taking this shot to lose weight, look at it as this is a tool. This medication plus a lifestyle change, which means making healthier choices when you're eating and moving your body. That's the magic trifecta, not expecting the shot to do everything for you. And if you're someone who says that you did all these things in the past, you had your diet in check and you worked out and you didn't have any results, and then you take this medication and then you have results, it's because it's very hard to sometimes see that we're trapped in this cycle of repeating the same, what am I trying to say here? We have to break the cycle. The things that you did that led you to whatever weight you were at, those can't be the same things that you continue to do to get to where you want to be. And we have to get out of the mindset of, well, I'm going to do this until I get here, and then I'm going to go back to normal. You have to have a new normal. And if that comes across as restrictive or preachy, then I'm going to be a preacher today. You have to make lifestyle changes. You have to. And not just here and there. You have to be consistent. And you may come on here and you may go through my whole catalog of videos, because I started making videos at week 4. So there's 44 weeks that you can go through and see. I'm saying the same things. I'm doing the same things because that's what it takes. You have to be consistent. That doesn't mean, consistency doesn't mean over restriction, right? Consistency means the things that you're doing them regularly. Like, these things are a habit for me now. Working out regularly, that's not negotiable for me. It makes me feel good. Even on days where I don't really feel like doing it, I do it anyway. And usually once I get started, I'm happy that I did. So we have to push through, right? You can't rely on motivation. Motivation is not enough. Now, I don't want this video to come across as negative, but I think it's really important. If you want your life to change, you have to do something different. And different is a lifestyle change, a permanent lifestyle change. Don't do all these crazy things to try to get to this goal weight if you don't plan on continuing to do this stuff for the rest of your life. We're not getting any younger. So I mean this with just all the compassion that I have in me. You have to make changes, permanent changes. You need to live this lifestyle, whether you're on vacation, whether it's a holiday, whether you're out of town visiting, whatever. It needs to follow you wherever you go. And I have had times during this journey, and you can go back and see previous videos where I was out of town. Now, I may not have been able to track things in the Lose It app, but I was still taking pictures of everything that I ate. I was still working out. There was a time I went out of town and I didn't have my weights. I did body weight exercises. What I'm saying is you have to be dedicated and you have to be consistent. And that's not always going to feel great and like sunshine and rainbows. It's not. But the alternative is staying stuck where you are indefinitely. And I know you don't want that. I know that's not what you want. So if you came here today looking for answers, I'm telling you the answer. Consistency, a lifestyle change, including dietary and physical. Those are the things that you need to be successful on Zepbound or any other GLP-1 medication. Don't rely heavily on the scale. That's another thing. Don't rely heavily on the scale because the scale is gonna fluctuate, you know? I can weigh myself, I can go use the bathroom, get on the scale, it's lighter. The weight at the end of the day is gonna be different than the weight at the beginning of the day. Get out of that mindset of letting the scale dictate your progress because it's so much more. I can keep telling you every week not to rely on the scale, but until you use another form of measurement, it's hard to get out of that. There was a period of time where it was about 7 weeks where my weight stayed exactly the same. But when I got the DEXA scan done, it showed me that I had gained muscle and lost fat. Recently, there was a 5-week span where I lost more fat and gained muscle, and the only thing I changed was adding creatine. So some of you may think, oh my gosh, she takes pictures of everything. I couldn't do that. You don't have to do that. I'm doing it so you don't have to. That is what works for me. Being able to see what I'm doing, being able to know helps me on times where things aren't moving or don't seem to be changing. It doesn't matter because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So that's what I want to impress upon you. Find other ways to track other than the scale. Whether it's a DEXA scan, an in-body scan, if you have one of those scales that track your body fat and all of that, you could use that, but you want something that's going to show you your body composition. The reason that I don't do measurements is because I can't get the same exact spot every time. I'm not going to know in 2 weeks, this is exactly where it was, right? So for me, I don't find that reliable and accurate, but that's just for me. If that's something you like to do, then do it. But you got to find out what works for you. You can come on and you can watch all the content creators that you want. The journey is still yours. You have to make the decisions and make informed decisions. Don't just go along with the crowd. Don't start taking electrolytes just because other people are taking electrolytes. Take them because you need them. But in order to know that, you need to know why someone would need electrolytes. Do you get what I'm saying? There's all types of people talking about different things they take regularly to use the bathroom. Are you eating enough fiber? Are you drinking enough water? Before you start adding supplements, get everything down, get a system down, and then see if this is something that you need. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope that this came across exactly how I intended, not to make anybody feel bad, but I want you to, we're not getting younger, okay? I want you to gather information and make informed decisions. Don't be a follower. Don't be a follower. Find out what works for you and stick with it. Leave these old mindsets behind. They're not going to help you. They're not. For tomorrow's live stream, it's basically going to be a big Q&A session. So if there are any questions or anything about my journey that you have not gathered from videos and you have questions or you want to, talk about your journey and get insights, share it with the community, then come on and join the live tomorrow at 7 p.m. I recently enabled channel memberships, and there's a video that explains all of that if you're interested. I still plan to continue to do these weekly updates as I have done from the beginning, putting things in the community tab. I'm still for now going to be posting my sped up versions of my workouts and everything that I eat on Instagram. So I haven't figured out how that will look just doing it on YouTube. So for now, I'm going to keep doing that stuff there. So if you're interested in what a day of eating looks like, or a week or months, it's all there. It's all there. I kind of want to get more into answering questions and making content that's actually helping you. So if you have ideas for things that, you just want some more insight, or you want to know my opinion about it, feel free to, put that in the comments, and I'll be happy to do that. But as far as maintenance, for me, maintenance is the same thing that I've been doing for the past 48 weeks. So there's a lot of data there, and I have a playlist. If you've not seen any of my other videos before, start off there. I have a playlist called Weight Loss Journey, and every week I post it. And then I'm now in the maintenance playlist, so you can see what that looks like. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live. And remember, we can share our journeys, but we should not compare them. You've got this. Bye.